Growing up doesn't happen overnight. It happens slowly, almost invisibly. One day, you wake up and realize the person you were is not who you are anymore. Life begins to feel heavier, but in meaningful ways. Happiness is no longer constant, and sadness doesn't last forever. You learn to celebrate small victories quietly. Constant complaints no longer make sense because they drain energy. You begin to see that resilience is more valuable than talent. Not everyone will like you, and that is perfectly fine. Criticism becomes easier to handle with experience. Approval from others matters less than authenticity. Responsibility becomes undeniable and often overwhelming. You start noticing how choices have consequences. Time moves faster, and patience becomes essential. Setbacks are no longer disasters, but lessons. Friendships shift as you grow older. Some friends drift away, while others arrive unexpectedly. Conversations become deeper and more honest. Shed silence begins to feel more meaningful than constant chatter. Family relationships change too. Parents are no longer just caretakers. They are human with flaws. Siblings reveal sides of themselves you never noticed. Generational patterns become clear in ways you never realized. Love in the family becomes layered and imperfect. You start accepting that life is complicated. Failures feel less like the end of the world. Rejection becomes a lesson rather than a setback. Resilience is built in moments of discomfort. Every mistake teaches patience, awareness, and humility. Time feels more precious than it did in childhood. Mornings are no longer routine, they are opportunities. You learn to cherish mundane moments. Weekend days feel shorter and memories longer. Dreams evolve into practical ambitions. Some childhood fantasies remain, but paths to them change. Hard work often matters more than desire alone. Achievement begins to feel deeper when self-validated. Self-awareness sharpens over time. You notice habits, triggers, and weaknesses. Strengths are acknowledged without arrogance. Self-respect outweighs praise from others. Romantic relationships teach profound lessons. Love becomes more about partnership than idealization. Communication and compromise become essential. Letting go sometimes requires more courage than holding on. Life's weight grows, but it teaches strength. Empathy and understanding expand with experience. You learn to prioritize battles wisely. Solitude becomes comforting rather than lonely. Quiet moments alone are essential for reflection. Gratitude develops naturally over time. You start noticing beauty in small, everyday moments. Contentment becomes an intentional practice. Courage becomes quieter but more consistent. True bravery is vulnerability with integrity. Memories take on new weight as patterns emerge. You start understanding moments that shaped you. Forgiveness becomes a necessity, not a choice. Letting go of resentment provides peace. Kindness gains subtle yet profound importance. Small gestures create meaningful impact. Generosity evolves into empathy, patience, and understanding. Regret becomes a guide rather than a chain. Mistakes that cannot be fixed teach wisdom. Societal definitions of success begin to feel less important. Alignment with values becomes the true measure of achievement. Life teaches the inevitability of mortality. Loss becomes personal and unavoidable. Grieving is necessary, yet life continues forward. Laughter gains new value and joy. Humor becomes a tool for resilience and connection. Intentional living replaces impulsive decisions. Choices carry weight, shaping your life story. Life is finite, making each day precious. Hope transforms into patience and quiet determination. You learn to nurture growth rather than chase instant results. Interconnectedness becomes more visible. Your actions affect people in ways you cannot always predict. Responsibility and empathy guide decisions. Balance becomes a skill to master. Work, rest, ambition, and contentment coexist more naturally. You learn to listen to your body, mind, and heart. The world feels both bigger and smaller at once. Human experiences connect people across time and place. Perspective brings humility and empowerment simultaneously. Childhood nostalgia blends with adult reflection. Lessons emerge from even the most ordinary experiences. Life is messy, beautiful, and fleeting. There is no perfect path, only intentional choices. Personal growth is measured by courage, heart, and integrity. Daily practice of self-awareness strengthens character. Emotional intelligence grows naturally with experience. Challenges reveal strengths you never knew existed. Resilience becomes a habit, not a momentary effort. Gratitude, patience, and empathy shape your worldview. Love deepens in complexity and appreciation. Failure becomes an opportunity for reflection and growth. Life's imperfection becomes a source of beauty. You start seeing each day as a gift and responsibility. Growing up is not a destination, but an ongoing journey. This is what growing up really feels like, full of lessons, resilience, and quiet triumphs.